Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Welcome to the committee, Mr. Geitner, and thank you for your responses so far. It never ceases to amaze me the level of apparent amnesia some of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle have had about how we got to this problem in the first place. And I thank you for answering Mr. Heller's question in particular. By the line of questioning, you're almost led to believe that because of the last month and a few days of a presidency, we have the problems we have today. And thank you for setting the record straight. This didn't happen overnight. This took 8 years in the making of stagnant, at best, growth. But yesterday, Mr. Secretary, the Treasury and the Federal Reserve announced a new fourth plan to rescue troubled financial services giant AIG. I do agree that AIG's sustainability is the linchpin for some of our recovery efforts, and it's important for the federal government to work to keep it afloat. However, I must demand for AIG increased accountability and transparency, something that was not done during the previous administration. For example, just last month, AIG paid 343 employees of AIG FP, their financial products division, that created the financial hole that AIG is in turn, a multi-billion-dollar bill for American taxpayers of $56 million in bonuses, and are slated to pay an additional $162 million in bonuses to 393 participants in the coming weeks, and there's more. Further bonus payments totaling approximately $230 million are due to 407 participants at AIG's Financial Products Division in March 2010. This makes no sense to my constituency, and I'm not here to bash compensation. We can go a little overboard as well. But this company claims to be on the brink of disaster, and it's handing out bonuses. I would like to work with you in structuring tough, common-sense compensation limits at AIG in this new government loan, which would include voiding these bonuses to AIG FP employees, as well as claw back $56 million in bonuses already paid to AIG FP employees December 2008 and 2009, some of whom are not even American citizens, but who are living large on taxpayer funds. Can you please share with us, this committee, your thoughts on taking these actions?
Congressman, thank you. I just want to point out that compensation practice across the financial services industry over the last years and decades just got out of whack with basic fundamentals, and people were paid for risks that weren't captured in compensation. And part of what we do to make sure this kind of crisis doesn't happen in the future is to change those basic incentives, and there's going to be a role for government in doing that. Now, it's very important that we make sure that where we're providing exceptional assistance to these firms, that assistance is going, again, to achieve the objectives of these programs, not to reward the kind of executives that got us in this mess. I'm deeply committed to that objective. The President laid out some very comprehensive conditions in his proposals last month. Congress passed, as part of the Recovery Act, a set of additional provisions. We are now in the process of designing regulations, guidelines to apply those provisions, and we're going to be as careful and responsive as we can to the concerns you have, so many Americans have, about how these resources have been used. And I just want to say that the judgments made by these boards of directors and senior executives across parts of the financial have just caused a lot of damage to public confidence in the quality of their judgment. And they have a deep responsibility and obligation to make more careful judgments going forward, but we're not going to be able to depend on them to do it. We're going to make sure that there's conditions that come with our assistance to assure that. So we're going to figure out how to apply these new provisions in a way that's as carefully designed as possible. Obviously, we want these businesses, we want to achieve the objectives of what we did in AIG. We want them to be able to run their business and restructure so that we're in a better position going forward. And that's why this is sort of hard to do. But we're going to be very careful in doing it and very much share your concerns.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Secretary, for your testimony. As we move as a nation to reduce our reliance on foreign oil,